Well, here we are, folks, in Tokyo Xtreme Racer, and I do mean literally inside of Tokyo Xtreme Racer. I am just chilling in VR in my room right now, but actually, as you can see, standing right next to my lovely R33 that I have built. And this is just so sick. I mean, this is kind of the upside of using an engine like Unreal, is that mods that work with other games in that engine can often work with a lot of games in that engine with just a little bit of tweaking. And that is exactly what we have here. This is the famous UEVR mod by praydog. And seriously, it just works flawlessly. I mean, I barely had to mess with anything, and I have what I would consider to be a effectively completely playable in VR version of TXR, which to me, I mean, there's just no better word for it. It's unreal. So towards the end of the video, I will give you guys a quick tutorial on how to get this set up yourselves, but it's super easy. And for right now, I think I just want to kind of go through the menus, and then we'll actually jump in the car and we'll get out onto the road, and I'll just kind of show you guys what this all looks like in VR. Now, as a quick apology, I've never actually done VR video recording like this, so I'm not, experienced with recording videos for VR or anything, so I will try to keep my head movements as smooth as possible to keep you from getting motion sick, and hopefully the mic audio sounds okay still, because I am just using the included mic on my Valve Index. Okay, so here I am in front of the normal garage menu, and I can see the UI around me. It's just like you would basically have on a flat screen. It's just that what you see is static, and for me, the whole UI is sort of framing the car, I guess you could say. You know what, actually? I think I can show you the exact same view that I have. Give me just a second. Okay, there you go. You guys should now be able to see exactly what I see. There you go, my buddy's playing Horizon 5. And down here you can just see some performance metrics. I did turn the game mostly to kind of low to medium settings in order to get it pretty much at a stable locked 90 FPS, and I am locally recording on the computer and projecting the VR view, so there's a lot of extra stuff going on, but you can see it's running pretty well, and we'll obviously take another peek at this when we get back out on the road, but it's pretty much the exact same. And yeah, here in the UI, you can see it kind of floats in 3D space, kind of framing the car, and I can just, navigate the menu like you would normally navigate the menu. We'll jump over here, I can look over to the left and kind of check out different things over here. And you know what, actually, I haven't done this at all. Let's go to reference. Yeah, this works perfectly fine. So you can kind of see I'm just in this this black void surrounding me, but I can navigate the menu perfectly fine. I mean, this looks completely normal, entirely usable to me. And then you know what? Let's check out the dealer as well. I won't go down to the boss cars just because I don't want to accidentally spoil anything for anyone. Oh god, that's so funny. So, I mean, you guys, I guess, have a pretty good perspective of it, but it is just sort of floating the car off in the distance there and then changing the camera. I guess there is no ability for me to sort of walk around in 3D space and look at the cars, but again, it's perfectly usable. I mean, this is, it's just projecting it in front of me, but I actually do see the 3D car in 3D space. It's just a little bit disorienting having my, perspective shift around, but that's, again, completely usable. Real quick, I do want to look at Aero because I know that it does change your camera around here. So let's go ahead. Yeah, let's look at the hood. That'll be like the most... Whoa. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable in VR. And that I could see might make me motion sick, but obviously once I'm here, it's a perfectly stable camera, and then I can switch over to view. Oh yeah, look at that. Get a nice 3D look. It's actually a pretty good looking hood for that car, but I will keep the default one, and we're actually going to jump into a slower car before we go out onto the road. But yeah, just as you can see, again, still kind of on the direct VR view that I will switch away from in a minute, just because I think it'll help for motion sickness for you guys. But this is entirely usable. I mean, there's no downside. It doesn't look buggy or janky or anything. It's exactly the same menu you would have on a flat screen. except it's all in VR. If anything, you know, the camera perspectives are just a little bit disorienting, but again, it's perfectly usable. This is so sick. But yeah, let me go ahead and switch cars, and then we will get out onto the road. Okay, real quick, we did just jump into the map section here. And again, I did just want to kind of point out, the map, entirely usable. Again, I just have the map in front of me like you would on a normal flat screen. It's actually really cool because it's much bigger than my actual screen. It's kind of like I'm playing on a big projector in front of me. And let's go, you know, we'll do kind of C1 loop. We'll do, yeah, we'll jump in right here. I did switch over to the RX-8, which is a little bit of a slower car, but not kind of, you know, way at the beginning of the game. And let's just see how this feels. Oh, this is just unbelievably cool, you guys. So even though the game doesn't actually have a, you know, fully rendered interior view, obviously you get the silhouette of it, I guess you could say. You know, there is a steering wheel that I can sort of see, and then actually unique gauge faces there. These are not the same. That's not the same dash that I saw in the R33 or the center console. It's obviously just very low res. But I do see my map over there, and I do see my speedo over there, and I'm kind of in the corner of my room, so I can't get out this way, but I just want to get out of the car. So we'll just kind of hover out through the window here quick, because I can walk this way, and I'm a little bit shorter than I normally would be. I am short, but I'm not this short. But oh my gosh, this is just so cool. I mean, I can effectively just reach out and touch the car. You know, there's no real way in the game to just get up this close to the car without maybe enabling some sort of free cam mod or something like that. But yeah, check out the underglow working there. Super high resolution decals here. The livery looks actually fantastic in VR. I guess you can see it a little bit pixelating there on the fender, but the rest of it looks amazing. But with that said, let's go ahead and jump back in the car. Let me see if I can navigate in VR back into the vehicle. There we go. I think I found my chair. And let's get on the road. Let's do some driving, dudes. There we go. Get comfy. Give it some revs. All right, off we go. Look off to my side there. And I'm not the best at roll steering. I'm usually a filthy tap steerer. But for this, I'm going to try and roll steer, just because I think that's going to be a little bit more smooth. Not only for you guys, but also for me. We're gonna start it off a little bit slow. Oh my god! This feels, I don't know if it is portrayed well onto the flat screen, but this feels so fast to me. I think it just puts into perspective that scale of speed that you just don't really get on a flat screen, but obviously when you're actually sitting in the car, God, it's just incredible. Just incredible. And I know, you know, probably half of you guys have already typed out comments of, oh, why don't you just, you know, play SRP in VR? And yeah, that's fine. I do. I have both. But this is just a really cool proof of concept. And honestly, obviously they're very similar experiences, but they're not the same. SRP is extremely cool, has multiplayer and all that stuff, and does look and run actually much better in VR. You can maybe see it's struggling a little bit to maintain frame rate. It's reprojecting in my headset. It still is relatively smooth, but yeah, this is obviously not a game made for VR, and Assetto Corsa more or less is. So yeah, SRP, obviously, very cool experience. Yes, I know you can play that in VR. You don't need to type out a comment about it. But this is just still cool, and honestly, I think if you have the PC to run it, and maybe you mess with settings a little bit just to get it running smoothly, I think this is a fully playable experience in VR. I mean, I'm not really seeing any significant downside. The one thing I'm noticing, and let me kind of, yeah, you know what, it might actually be a little bit. The one thing that I'm noticing is that the rivals, the little arrows, you know how they have that, they've got like their name and their logo. Oh, you know what, we gotta go to a parking area. But yeah, the information that displays over the rivals, over their car. That's kind of floating in the wrong space. It doesn't float in 3D space in the same way that it should. But so far, that is legitimately the only thing I've noticed. You know, let's just do this, actually. I forgot we can literally just race anyone. Let's pick a random little Mazda here to race. Does throw me into that boss cam. Yeah, look at this. I'm gonna, I might switch over here. I'll just kind of give him a run for his money. We'll stay behind him, actually. I'll flip over to the camera where you can see exactly what I see. And everything just looks perfect. I mean, nothing, even, you know, when I was just talking about the arrow over the driver, it's not even that bad. It's you know, if anything, maybe a little bit distracting, but it's not an issue. And I wonder if maybe there's even a setting to turn that off. But yeah, the SP bars at the top are like exactly where they should be. The speedo's not distracting. The tire, oh no, he just hit a car. All right, well, we'll speed off. We'll put him out of his misery a little bit. We were kind of toying with him. But yeah, you can see, you know, there's a, what is it? Cruising Enthusiast popped up on the left there. There you can see, yeah, Rivals Prize. Everything is completely out of the way. Even the map, you know, the map is like where a sat-nav map could be in theory. You know, maybe if you know, put your phone off to the side, none of it's in the way. This is just unbelievably cool. Again, I know I've played SRP in VR, so it's not like this is even that new of an experience, but it still is different enough, and just from the proof of concept, it's such an interesting thing, just knowing that you can inject VR into a game that in no way natively supports VR. And it just makes it, here, you know what, we gotta do some nitrous. Hold on, we'll come around this bend over near the Tatsumi parking area, and we'll see how nitrous feels in VR. You know what? Can we race this guy? All or nothing fullback? Is that this car right here? Yeah, hey, it's a Mark III as well. Fantastic. All right, let's give this guy a race. Now, this might actually be a pretty decent race. The RX-8 is a phenomenal car in this game, but it's not quite... You know what? We're going to be fine. Let's hit the nitrous. See ya, bud. See ya, bud. There we go. That's fantastic. I will say that is something I have not done in SRP, is use nitrous. Oh, that's hilarious. It's interesting. It doesn't have, obviously, the same... you know, motion blur, different field of view. You know, when you activate nitrous in on a flat screen monitor, it pulls the field of view back, and it doesn't do that. So you lose a little bit of the perspective of it, but what you gain totally makes up for it, because it's so fun just hitting the nitrous while you're actually in the car. Oh, there's another rival. Oh no, that wasn't them. They're coming up here. Aki with the over-the-top nails. There she is. We'll just do a little bit of cruising for now. You know what? We're coming up to, what is it? The Shibawara, I think it is. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. That parking area. So let's go ahead and cross over the old Rainbow Bridge here with some nitrous. And let's go see what a parking area looks like in VR. I am very, very, very excited to see what that looks like. We're kind of topping out here. Get a nice... a view over the bridge of the city. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, what a view. It's so cool. And again, like I've literally done this exact same thing in VR, in SRP, but it's still just cool. It's cool doing it in TXR. It's a different energy in a way, I guess you could say. Jump around that S14 there. All right, let's pull in. Here we go. Woo! Oh, that's... it just... All of a sudden, it's like just getting stopped by a brick wall, and the car keeps going. Oh! Oh, you guys. Oh, I gotta get up. I gotta get up and start looking at some cars. Okay, whoops. I'm hitting buttons. I can't see my my real world space here. Dude. I mean, here we are. We're actually... at the parking area. I can turn around. This is normally a view you would never have. Oh my god, this is incredible. And then I can, I guess I can just kind of tab over. Yeah, there we go. So if I had a bigger play space, I'm in seriously like a 5x5 foot room. But if I had a bigger play space, I could, in theory, just walk right up to that car. I could walk right up to this RX-7 here. God, this is so cool, just being able to... Here, I'm gonna... Yeah, okay, that... Pan on my car. Just get this nice pan that, again, you just don't get through normal gameplay. Kind of scan back over to this one. What a shot, man. What a shot. This is so sick. Oh, man. And then we'll go over and talk to the people waiting. Will they spawn in? Okay, yeah. They just kind of spawn into existence. I wish you could see them from here, but again, obviously, the game does not natively support VR. They would have no reason to do that. But yeah, let's kind of just navigate some of the UI. What should we do here? Crimson Devil. Oh, let's chat with Bloodhound. Yeah, this is working flawlessly. Again, it just projects it in 3D space in front of you. Ah, this is so sick. All right, let's battle somebody. I'm gonna jump back into my seat here. There we go, found it. And who do we want to battle? Sweet Blues? Let's do it. Level 11, I think, should be a relatively good battle. RX-7 versus RX-8. Hey. Oh, we're doing a sequential battle. Okay, sick. Yeah, let's do it. Ooh, here we go. Okay, let's see if it's a fight. Here, you know what? I'll use partial throttle for a minute. Keep it interesting. Keep it interesting. Can't really get around her right now anyway. Hit the nitrous. Oh no, I'm out of nitrous, that's right. I spent it all. Oh, I forgot about that. I could have refilled it at the parking area. Ooh. Did not need to brake there. There we go. We got the pass. What happens if I... Oh, that's weird. Okay. You can still control the camera, so I can still look behind me. And then it just, snaps my head back. There we go. Sweet Blues. She's done. She's done. Who's up next? All right. Blue Rider. Time to take another one down. This is easily one of my favorite spots on the highway. Tighter, much more technical. We did not need a downshift there, but that's okay. It's a little bit, it's weird trying to figure out the handling again, but from this perspective. There we go. And we're done. All right, back to the garage, I suppose. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, don't worry. I'm not trying to take your wife there, Blue Rider. All right, folks, I think that's kind of it. I just wanted to give you a bit of a quick showcase. Oh, that's interesting. Sweet Blues is over there standing by her car. Oh, now she's gone. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. All right. Well, anyway, I think that's going to kind of do it. I'll jump back to the garage here. And, oh, yeah, I forgot to look at this. Yeah, again, flawless menu. It works right out of the box. It just works. It's weird to say that not ironically, but it literally just works. God, what a good looking car. I'm very, very happy with this build. But anyway, folks, that's going to kind of do it for this bit. I'll jump out of VR and I'll show you quickly on the PC how I got this set up so you can mess with it too. But legitimately, the only thing holding me back here is the game's performance. Like, it does struggle a little bit to hold a solid 90. I'll have my PC specs up on screen in the description so you guys can see and compare. I have a pretty top of the line rig as far as things go. But yeah, it does get a little bit choppy. You guys can probably see I did turn off anti-aliasing just because it doesn't work like perfectly well in VR. And obviously it saves performance as well. Actually, here, I will just show you guys what graphics settings I'm running. So yeah, windowed mode, 1280 by 720. I don't know if that's real. It looks better than that in the headset, but I actually don't know. And then here you go. Kind of a mix of low to medium with high textures, native resolution, and no anti-aliasing. The UEVR mod does say it conflicts with DLSS, but I'm just going to turn it on. and let's just see what happens. Oh, that actually works. I mean, it seems to work just fine. And yeah, it's anti-aliasing actually pretty dang well. So yeah, that is apparently an option. Anyway, guys, I don't want to ramble too much. Closing thoughts. This is I think, perfectly playable experience. It's just a matter of actual game optimization and having the hardware to run it in VR. The only issue I can think of is that thing where the rivals, the info above the rivals doesn't show up directly over their car. It's kind of off-center and the depth is a little bit wrong. But beyond that, there's no sacrifice here. There's no workaround or weird goofiness or jank. It almost just feels like this is a VR game. It's unbelievable. So massive shout out to the UEVR mod by praydog. And yeah, with that, I'm going to jump it over to normal flat screen Hokey, and I'll show you guys how to get this set up quick. All right, folks. So if you want to get this set up yourself, head over to uevr.io. And first thing, you'll want to join their Discord. There is a file we will need from the Discord, and if you need to run into any troubleshooting steps or whatever, they can help you out there. And then we also need to go to the GitHub page to actually get UEVR. You'll want to click on the latest release here, scroll down to the bottom, and download the zip file. Once that's downloaded, you can just extract it wherever you see fit. You can see I just extracted it on my desktop here, and this is what you should end up with. So right-click the executable, run it as an administrator, and then this is our UI here that we will use to inject the game. You can switch between OpenVR and OpenXR. I've used both. They both have worked just fine for me, but if you're running into issues, maybe toggling between these would be good. The next thing we'll need, and we won't use it yet, but the next thing we will need, this is in the Discord. You want to join the Unreal Engine VR channels and then head down to UE Games and find Tokyo Xtreme Racer. And then you'll want to download, there might be a new version by the time you see this, but this one was just posted by Rabby VR, Tokyo Xtreme Racer, Win64 shipping.zip. Let's go ahead and open that up. I'll just download it again. Again, actually. And this is what it has inside of it. So we're not going to use this yet. I'm just going to minimize that. The first thing we need to do is actually boot up the game. So I'm going to open up Steam. All right, so here we are. I've got the game open just in a window to make it a little bit easier. UEVR does recommend that you load into an actual game environment, not just the menu, but a 3D environment before you inject into VR. But from there, all you need to do is click this little drop down and find the game. So Tokyo Xtreme Racer Win64 shipping, click on that and hit inject. There you go. Now it's going to take a second to load up. You can see right away, I don't know if this is going to record through, but you can see right away we get a little menu here. It does pop up with some warnings, and VR is now working. You can see that. Here, let me tab away and let me move my headset. So there you go. You can see VR is functioning. You can see that kind of in the background. Hopefully that's recording through that. It's kind of bugging out my monitor a little bit. But yeah, that's essentially all you need to do. If you need to adjust anything, you can do that all here. You can kind of move the camera default position around, but we'll actually touch on this in just a minute. But yeah, here's all your settings. You can close that for now. And now what we're actually going to do is we are going to close the game. Okay, so we've got the game and UEVR closed right now. We needed to open it once just to generate files. And now what we're going to do is hit the start menu, type run, then type app data, and then go to roaming and find Unreal VR mod. And then you're going to double click that. And you should see a folder for Tokyo Xtreme Racer. So double click that. And then we need to go back to, there we go. This is the zip file that we downloaded from Discord. And all you need to do is take all those files and copy them over into here. It might ask you to overwrite things. If it does, that is totally fine. I already have the files all in there. So, you know what, we'll just do it just for posterity's sake. And then what that does is it gives us a couple camera options as well. All right, so now what we can do with those files is click 1, 2, or 3 on our keyboard, and you can see that's shifting the camera a little bit. Now, obviously it doesn't mean anything here, but when you're in the car, that's enough to shift you between right-hand drive, center of the car, or left-hand drive. And that will let you kind of drive any car with just a quick hotkey to adjust between that. And guys, that's pretty much it. It should just work from there. Again, I'm no expert here, so if you do need troubleshooting help, definitely go to their Discord. I probably won't be able to help you in the comments because I have just started messing with this a couple days ago. But yeah, let me know what you think of it. And folks, thank you for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.